All right, it's a hypothetical trade going around, which is totally hypothetical. I think it's totally not real, but it's where the Lions would trade their number 3 pick to the Saints for Alvin Kamara, they number 24 pick in the draft. Excuse me, and also they will get a 3rd round pick this year, the New Orleans Saints 1st round draft pick. Now, would you guys do that? Let me know in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button, bell icon button. We back. Mercy Sports Talk. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Share the video. And, kind of only problem with the trade is you have to pay Alvin Kamara. They got the money. And that's if you like Alvin Kamara. And will they utilize Alvin Kamara the right way? And do they have the offensive line to help Alvin Kamara out? You know what I'm saying? And can Darrell Bevell, utilize Kamara in the way that the Saints did, and he did a lot of things in the passing game that's unique to what Sean Payton does. And Sean Payton kind of coaches and he kind of molds his offense into, the strength of his team. And the Lions don't do that. So the Lions will have to repair the offensive line with the additional picks. And Bevell will have to be creative in getting Kamara the ball on those Texas routes, those swing routes, those wheel routes. You got to use him in the slot and all that stuff, man. And you got to use him in conjunction with Kerryon Johnson. And Johnson can do a lot of the things that, Alvin Kamara could do in the passing game. It's just that Bevell and Jim Bob Cooter wasn't creative enough to do those things. So that's one thing. That's the first thing you got to ask yourself about this trade. When you have to pay Kamara, will you pay a Kamara, and will you maximize what Kamara can do in this offense? Or will you try to use him in the only way Darrell Bevell know how to use running backs? And that's going to be the issue. Darrell Bevell showed last year that he didn't know how to get the tight ends involved in the offense, and he showed no versatility there. That's one of his weak points. And historically, he ain't really been, a pass-catching running back type of offensive coordinator. So that's why I raised my eyebrows at with this trade, because I don't trust the Lions to get the most out of Alvin Kamara. I think they're going to hurt Alvin Kamara's talent. I don't think he is as talented as Barry Sanders, where he could take a bad situation and make it great. And how many running backs can do that? It's not too many. I don't see Kamara as that type of game-changing player in this Lions offense. And it's not because of his abilities. I just think it's what the Lions lack as an organization. But then you say you get the 24th pick. That's a hella dive. But you pick up another first next year, and you pick up a 3rd rounder this year. At 24, who could you get at 24? You're not getting Jeff Okudah, okay? You maybe not even getting a defensive tackle out of South Carolina. You may not even get Tristan Wirfs. So at 24, what are you getting? It's talent up and down the NFL draft. And then you can find talent all the way into the undrafted free agents. Look at Phillip Lindsay. Made a Pro Bowl as an undrafted running back. So do you trust Bob Quinn to find a player at number 24 is the question. I don't. Down there, didn't he miss on, I think it was Martin Mayhew missed on Laken Tomlinson, but he missed on, Taylor Decker, and Decker looked good at first, and he injured his shoulder and never was the same. But, my whole thing about it is, I got 2 cause for concerns. Kamara, how to utilize him in the offense, if this hypothetical would become to fruition, and at number 24, does Bob Quinn, be able to cipher through the talent and get the guy? My thing about being at number 3 is that the field is small. You know who you want at 3 and who you don't. When you go to 24, the field open up. It's a lot of possibilities that you can do at number 24, and I think it's limited what you could do at number 3 as far as just player selection. You know what I'm saying? The guys that's worth that pick: Young, Brown. Some people say Simmons, Okudah, Tua, Herbert, guys of that nature, Jordan Love, guys like that, that's probably got high ceilings, or they boom or bust prospects. So, as far as that trade with New Orleans, in my humble opinion, it's a good trade, but not for this organization. All right? Not for this organization. I just don't trust them to get the most out of Kamara talent. And I'm always wary of players that come to the Lions that get paid. When they get their money here, it's just like they don't work as hard no more. The organization, the losing beat them down. I know people forget, people were so hardcore Golden Tate fans People forget that season Golden Tate quit when he got benched versus Arizona. Was it versus Arizona? They was beating the hell out of us. Golden Tate quit at a certain point in time on his team. And he wasn't known as a quitter in Notre Dame with the Seahawks, whatever the situation may be. But the Lions beat the dog out of them. They beat the fight out, and they do that. So you paying Kamara in a league that's telling you not to pay a running back. And the world is trying to get over on you. Oh, we give you Kamara, knowing that down the line, the second round, they probably going to take another running back and pair him with Latavius Murray. So, if they giving away Kamara because the market indicates that you don't pay a running back, right? And that's what it indicates, that you don't pay a running back. You look at Zeke Elliott get his money, Todd Gurley get his money. They're not doing what they supposed to do. Now, Michael Thomas, he did what he supposed to do. Can't guard Mike. He handled business. Now more receivers going to get paid like Mike Thomas because he handled business. You look at Gurley, you look at Zeke. They had terrible seasons. Le'Veon got his money. All of them had terrible seasons. So for the fate of running backs going forward, for Zeke, for Kamara, they better pray that Zeke Elliott, Le'Veon, and Gurley all have tremendous seasons this year. Even though Gurley got cut, you better pray they all have tremendous seasons this year. Christian McCaffrey better pray. Leonard Fournette better ball and play. Pray that they had great seasons this year. But New Orleans know that, hey, I can just replace this running back and get somebody else in here. Running backs are a dime a dozen. You can find them on the street. You can find them undrafted. You can find them in the 7th, the 5th, the 1st round. You can find running backs everywhere. So for people that's aspiring to be running backs, don't. Because they're not going to be getting paid. The fate of the running backs lie on the shoulders of the 3 running backs I named this year: Zeke, Gurley, Bell. If they ball out, running backs to get paid again. If they fall off and they don't do what they're supposed to do, a lot of these running backs like Kamara gonna get DeMarco Murray. So it'll be the SOL thing to do, the same old Lion thing to do, is to take this trade, get Alvin Kamara, pay him, and then not know what to do with him. He not know what he do. He fall off, get injured, and don't live up to the contract and steal money from the line. So if this was a functionable organization, and I'm gonna close out on this one. If this was a functionable organization, an average IQ organization, an offensive coordinator that showed a little bit more versatility to being able to verse his offense or mold his offense into his players and not just into the system, I would trust this trade. But saying that we don't have none of that, no. I think it's a good trade for like the Dolphins. I think it's a good trade for, maybe the Redskins. Even they organization shaky up top, but they got rid of Bruce Allen and they got Ron Rivera, and I forget who their new GM is. If it's like Cleveland and us and Jacksonville, organizations like that, I just wouldn't trust it, bro. I wouldn't trust it. Not saying Alvin Kamara is not a great player, a good person, productive player. I just seen a lot of players come here and get the game dog beat out of them. And, him and Kerryon could be a great 1-2 punch, but they don't even utilize Kerryon the way he should be utilized. Kamara brings some speed to the table. He does some great things, on them in and out routes and them circle routes and them wheel routes. You can line him up in the X. He can run by guys. He's a great route runner, man. But Dale Belleville don't throw the ball to his backs a lot, man. He just don't have no creativity with backs and tight ends. So that's that's a step in the process that he got to step his upgrade at. He should be working on ways to get Hockenson and Jesse James the ball. There's no way that Hockenson and James both suck like that coming this year. That's Bevel. We just came from offensive coordinator that didn't know how to use tight ends and Jim Bob Cooter. People say, what if it's Matthew Stafford? I don't think it's Matthew Stafford. I just think it's the coordinator. Stafford have a great time with Alvin Kamara with the right schematic system. You know what I'm saying? Right, and how to utilize him the right way. Same thing happened to David Johnson in Arizona. They didn't know how to use him, so people forgot how good he was. Now he in Houston, the way they utilize him out the backfield, the way they run him, and he'd catch the ball and he'd be able to be the running back that he can. I see basically more David Johnson in Arizona with Alvin Kamara in Detroit. I kind of see that being a comparison. I don't think Detroit will get the most out of Kamara. But hey, let me know what you think about the hypothetical. I dropped the article link in the description. Once again, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out there if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video question. We just want to chop it up, man. I like having conversations, man. at my earliest convenience, I'll get back to you. I try to be swift, fast, quick, all them good action tips. So check me out there. I'll put the podcast link in the description. If you missed my 2 online episodes on Anchor, we on Spotify. Anchor kind of push you in that direction. What platform you'll use. So once again, I do appreciate everybody for checking out the channel. Share the video, hit the subscribe button, bell icon button. Want to make a donation to the channel? Just share the video for me. It's the best way to donate. One time for the one time we gone.